Right. I'm Jake, and I'm here with Todd Jones with EDC. And Todd, you've got some big news here recently, and we just want to go over that with you. So
yeah,
go ahead and let us know.
All right. So as of Saturday, flights went live for Redding to LAX direct starting March 9th of 2019. So just about 6 months away or so.
Okay.
And it's pretty exciting. United's been in Redding for several years, flying to SFO 4 times a day. But our business community and our tourism, really everybody has wanted this direct flight back to LA that we lost in 2011 because we think it's going to be a big economic driver, and it'll be, we're really excited to have it back.
Awesome. And you said that's going to happen. What was the date next year?
March 9th of 2019 is when the first flight out of Redding will be here. Actually, the first flight into Redding from LAX is going to be on that March 8th, because the flight comes in the evening. It lands at about 9:25 p.m. and then the next morning it'll leave at 6:45 a.m. It's an hour and 45-minute flight direct to LA, and you can either work through the LA basin or connect to pretty much anywhere in the world from LAX.
So really LAX is a big hub on the West Coast.
Yes.
So you can pretty much go anywhere from there.
Yeah, and very reliable flights. One of the biggest problems we've had over the past 4 years, really since we've had the SFO flight, is flying back into Redding from SFO has been a major challenge, mostly because of the weather in San Francisco. When visibility drops, they close all the runways, and the smaller flights are the first ones to go. So this LA flight is a lot more reliable. So if you're connecting anywhere, LA is probably going to be your first choice to go to LA and then direct to Redding. And we've got really good flight times, which I think is going to make a big impact on how successful this flight is, because you can leave in the morning, you can go to LA, have a day full of meetings, and return the same night.
Wow.
Yeah, you pretty much have a full work day in
awesome.
LA. And we have a short.
How long is that flight?
It's 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's almost exactly the same as San Francisco, right?
Yeah, San Francisco is really only about 50 minutes or so.
Oh, is it 50?
It's very short.
I've taken it a couple times, I don't recall.
But the LAX flight is going to be good. So now the LAX flight is not guaranteed to stay forever. There are 2 factors that we're working with. The first one is we want to make sure this flight is booked. It's a 50-seater airplane, and we want to have that thing full every time it's going to LA and every time it's coming back to Redding. That's going to be the biggest thing for the success of this flight. The second thing is that we're working with is we have to have a revenue guarantee with United Airlines to show that if United Airlines has a bad quarter with this flight, they will be able to dip into this revenue guarantee to shore up that difference. And that revenue guarantee is about $1 million. And we have a large portion of that already committed to us, but we are still looking for more money. So a lot of businesses and organizations in the community have committed to that. Bethel Church being the largest one, they put on about 5.5 million flight miles with United yearly.
Wow.
So they put a lot into this, and we could not have done it without them. But we are going to need more people to come on board to shore up that revenue guarantee so that United feels comfortable, because they are taking somewhat of a risk coming into a market like ours. But we're confident that we're going to fill that flight, and they're not going to have to use that revenue guarantee, and we can spend that to secure more flights in and out of Redding in the future.
Okay. Awesome.
So go to united.com right now, book the flight. It's about $250 round trip right now. So you can go to Disneyland, spend the day, and then come back to Redding. That's what I'm going to do.
You said $250
It's about $250 round trip back to LA.
Awesome.
It's a long drive, as many of us in the North State know that have done it. I think almost everybody I know up here has driven to LA several times. So $250, it'll probably go up a little bit from there. Those are introductory fares, but we think that I think they're going to stay probably within the 300 range. Yeah. Or if you connect, sorry, one more thing. If you connect, it really brings that cost down. So if you're going LAX to, Miami, your total flight is going to be really very competitive to what Sacramento or SFO are going to be. Direct flights are a little bit more expensive from the smaller markets, but connecting flights, the price difference is going to be pretty marginal.
Awesome. And you're saving on fuel. You're saving on where you got to park your car.
Yeah, all those things. Your time is a valuable thing for all of us.
Yeah.
And even driving, 2.5 hours to Sacramento one way, and especially coming back after a long business trip or vacation. I've flown into Redding dozens of times, and it is the best when you can fly into Redding and not have to worry about that flight.
Oh, yeah.
And drive back from SFO or from Oakland or from Sacramento.
Totally.
Yeah. So big news. So get your flight booked today, and let's fill up those planes for that for forever, but especially those first few months.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it too soon to ask what's next?
Where are we going to go next?
Yeah.
Well, LA was the big target. We've been working on that for about really 7 years, since in 2011. Really in the last 4 years, we've had this revenue guarantee progress going. We've been meeting with all the airlines. United has been the most receptive because they know our market and they're already here. We are looking at some East destinations now. Portland and Seattle. We've done Portland recently with Penn Air until they unfortunately went out of business. But we are looking East. Some of the places we're playing around with are Denver is a big one, especially if you're going East. That would be a great flight to kind of break it up. Fly right into Denver. That's another international hub, and you can go anywhere in the world from Denver.
Awesome.
So we'll see what happens, but if this one's good, really anywhere's possible.
One more question: if someone wants to get involved in either helping fund or just get a little bit more information on this, where they go?
Call us at the Shasta EDC. Okay. We are the ones that are responsible for that revenue guarantee in partnership with the city of Redding. So you can call us, and I have to look because I don't call myself very often, at 224-4920. So give us a call and talk to Tony Giovanello. He's kind of the main man for the revenue guarantee. Okay. And we still need some money to go to that to make sure that this flight is going to stay. And it's going to happen.
All right, sounds good. So you want to go on to the next topic?
Yeah.
Okay, so as some people might see here, this is a brand new office. So tell us a little bit about the Shasta EDC's move. Yeah,
so we're here in the last video, the last interview, we mentioned the coming move. And now we're here, as you can see, with this great room that Jake has for CloudWise. CloudWise has moved with us, which we're grateful for because they're an invaluable partner for the Shasta EDC. And we're down here at 777 Auditorium Drive, right across from the Civic Auditorium in the old Visit Redding office. So if you're familiar with Redding, if you've been here a long time, this building was built for the Redding Convention and Visitors Bureau in 1985. There's a plaque outside the front door, so it's easy to remember. But it's a beautiful building. Also, recently, there was a company called Venture Properties here. They did a great job doing the tenant improvements, so we literally didn't have to do much. We're not totally moved in yet, but we're getting there. So I think the big thing is we still have co-working here, and we still have to get our key card access built out. But once we finish that, hopefully by the end of next week, we're going to be really back up to full steam for co-working. It's a much smaller location, but I think it's still going to work well. We're close to downtown. We're relatively central in Redding. You can walk to the Sundial Bridge from our office. Jake and I will probably do that when it's not as smoky outside as it is today. But it's a great location. It's a great building. And really the EDC's core mission is business recruitment first, retention and expansion. The startup component is a very important one. And the Venture Hub was a great success. And the startup community is a lot better, and it's come a lot farther than it was 4 years ago because of the Venture Hub. And so we are sad to leave that amazing space that we were in, but we really feel like this next chapter and this location and everything happening in downtown Redding, I think we're in the right place.
Awesome. And you guys are still doing, just so I'm clear, the Kickstart program is still happening. So if someone does have a startup and they're looking for an office space, they can still get help there.
We can't help you with office space, but we can give you a co-working membership. So we're going to have a conference room available. We will finish that by the end of this month. So we'll still have a rentable conference room. We still have about a 700 square foot co-working space with high-speed internet now. We're working on getting fiber, but we do have 400 megabit down service from Charter. And we are working on fiber, like I mentioned before. So if the Kickstart program, if you're an income eligible individual, if you're a freelancer or you're starting a business, you can apply for the Kickstart program by going to shastaedc.org or typing in the Kickstart program, Shasta EDC. It'll pop right up first on the list for Google, I'm sure. And you can join the Venture Hub for free. If you're not eligible and you want to become a co-working member, the membership is still $100 a month. We're planning to be open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week, although we are looking at going back to 24/7 if there is a need. And I've already talked to several people this week that have clients in Asia that are looking for a place where they can have a conference call at 2 in the morning. That's not their kitchen.
Right.
So that is something that we are looking at. So we will have a grand opening, hopefully in October. We have a lot of big events coming up in the startup community in the next 2 months that I'm heavily involved with. But hopefully we'll have a grand opening here in October, show everybody the new space. And like I said, it's a central location, very close to downtown Redding. So stop by and see us, even if you don't want to become a member right now. You can definitely come by and check it out.
Awesome.